Warning, dry subject matter ahead. This is purely utilitarian. If you're putting in any new windlace or a new headliner in your car, you're going to need to know about this. So we're putting tack strip this weekend. And what we did was we went and put tack strip over the windshield, around the door, over the back quarter, and it receives the windlace staples. It receives the headliner staples. You can get a kit for this, or you can buy the individual rolls. I go over both in this video, show you where to put it, how to put it in, how to plan your project. So if you're interested in seeing this, stay tuned. So this is the tack strip we're using, and this came from a distributor whose name I'm covering up because I don't have a positive opinion about them, and I don't want to throw them underneath the bus, but they've not been a very good vendor for me. Anyway, but I will show you, it's old 55 parts, 26010 body tack strip set. So this is what's in the bag. It's got a whole bunch of different things. Let's unbag it and let's see everything that's in here. So there's a 54-inch strip. That's maybe ½ inch wide, maybe an 1/8 inch thick. There's a couple little 4-inch pieces. There's two 32-inch pieces. There's two 12-inch pieces and two 16-inch pieces. And the 16-inch pieces are narrower. Actually, you know what? This is 5/8. 5/8 inch by 1/8 inch, and this is going to be where did I just see it? These 1, 2, 3, 4. These are ½ inch by probably quarter. So we've got half by quarter, 4 16-inch pieces, two 12-inch pieces that are 1/8 by 5/8, 8 by 5/8 by 32, 8 by 5/8 by 32, and this looks to be like more of this, quarter by half, and there's two maybe 4 or 5-inch pieces. Okay, this is the Fisher Body Upholstery and Trim Assembly Manual, and even though Christine's a 56, that's a 1955 book. They're basically the same. Even though this says it's 57 and 56 and 7 two-door sedan. So the part goes to either one, but the instructions are applicable to the other 2 years, 55 and 6, and the part's good for 56 and 57. Okay, so you can see this is all with a windlace. So the windlace is supposed to attach to all this, and they show you these cross sections, and I don't know that they really show. Let's see, 5 windlace. That lock pillar is secure to upper radius and pillar with trimmer tacks. So all these, you can see the blocks. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that block. We're looking for this strip. We're looking for this strip. We're looking for where they go. We're going to figure all of that out. All right. So we're going to try to look at this and then basically lay these pieces out and see where they go. All right. The 54-inch is going to go up here. You know, so that's where it's going to go. The 32-inch, they give you 2 and they say top of the quarter windows. So here's my quarter, and this is going to go up here. There's the tabs, so that's going to slip behind that. And let's see, so that's those 2. Then what else do we have? It's deeper from the middle down, and then in the middle right here it's shallow, and then there's the top. Okay, so it's going to be a thicker piece from here to here, thinner piece from here to here, thicker piece from here down. Got it. Got it. All right, so 2 16-inch door opening rear bottom, door opening rear top, right? Those are the thicker ones, and then a two 12-inch by 8 by 1/8 inch door opening rear middle. Got it. We got 2 4-inch top front corner of door opening. Top front corner of door opening. I think that's where that's going to go. There's a tab right here. There's a tab right there. So you got that 54-inch one comes through here, and then this one's going to go probably right there. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna get this strip off. There's nothing goes there, I don't think. Let's see. No, it goes around the door. We got something behind there. It's got to go. I have to take this strip off. It comes on after. All right, I pull that retainer plate off with the teeth, right? and then look behind it, you can see there's still the tack strip, and I know better than to trust this. No way. No way. So it's got these tabs that go back here. So which one goes over the door? Which one goes over the door? I just looked at the list and I don't see it. It doesn't come with this. But guess what? I actually have some of this stuff. I'm going to show you an alternative. So you can buy tack strip by the roll, and you can do this yourself. I mean, the benefit of getting the kit, you know, like I got, is it's got all these different thicknesses and dimensions. But if you need just tack strip, they sell this by itself. So this came from Summit, and I used this to repair my seat shelves when I did the interior upholstery on the front seats. I used this to replace a tack strip that was on the front shelves. So this is tack strip 45983B. I'm seeing that right. Tack strip 5/8 by 1/8 inch by 15 feet. And I've got plenty. So I'm going to be able to use that for this. That's my hope. I will say this, it's not as thick. Their 1/8 inch is different than the other 1/8 inch. I'm telling you, that is a true 1/8 inch. This is not quite an 1/8 inch. They sell it as 1/8 inch, but I'll bet that's like something in millimeters, even though. But that's what I'm going to use. Shoot, if I had to, I could double it up, you know. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up so that we can see what we need to do. All right, it's easier if I show you on the passenger side because the sun's not in our eyes. All right, so I've got to get all of this tack strip cleaned up. You can see with this tack strip here, left over here. I think that little short little 4-inch piece, it looks like it's deeper here. So there's pieces that go here. I don't even think they give me that. I don't know, maybe. But there's some pieces that go here. This is the 1/8 inch that by 5/8. So I need to pull out all this old tack strip. I mean, that's just garbage. Pull all of that out, and then bend the tabs a little bit so that when I put the new tack strip in, it'll just fold right over it. But you can see there's even got staples still left in it, and there was even some headliner over here. And there is actually some of the thicker stuff falling apart. All right, let me continue working on this, and then we'll get us to a point where we can start putting some of this tack strip in. So as we're getting ready for this headliner install, I want to show you where the windshield meets the roof. If you see, all along this edge, that's where a tack strip goes. And I've got to get all of that cleaned up, but if you'll notice, it's originally held in place with staples. There's a big staple right there. It's the same sort of staples that were on the shells on the seat. So what I got to do is I've got to pull all of that out, all the way around. It comes all the way from this side, from that corner, all the way to that corner. And I got to clean all of that up first. All right, I'm taking a screwdriver and I'm just working my way around this rim, and you see the staple. So what I'm doing is when I find a staple, I just wedge underneath it, pry it, and it's been popping. They've been popping out, but you can see all the staples. So there's a staple, plenty more, whole bunch of them. So now I have to get my pliers and pull at it and get all that clean. All right, let me show you. So you see that staple. Be very careful without hitting my glass. It's most of the way out. Clamp on it. Clamp on it hard. Pry it. And that'll get that end out. Release the pliers. Or see if I can't twist it. Yep. Alright. So that's out. We got more to do like that. All right, it's all clean. It's all clean. There's the corner, all the way around. So now what I need to do is I need to finish prepping this so it can receive the tack strip. So the tack strip's got a couple of clips on the two corners, and then all the way here we're gonna glue it, and if I have to, I might tack it with a couple of little small sheet metal screws. I don't know yet, so let's just see how it goes. All right, so I conducted an experiment to make sure that my adhesive is going to work here in this front, because this was stapled, right? I just pulled all those staples out and got it all cleaned up. But I did a test piece, and this is just a little drop, a little scrap, right here to here. So I used some weather stripping adhesive, and I put it up here, and now I'm going to peel this off, but I want you to see how hard this is to come off. So you can see, no, okay, there you go. And that's it. So this is the weather stripping adhesive that you would use for all the, of course, weather stripping. And this is a 3M product, and that's what I'm going to use. So that's what I'm going to do here. I need to get my part ready, and let's go ahead and start tacking this up. If not, I'll put some small sheet metal screws that maybe are little bugle heads, maybe some number 6s or something, and get in there and supplement this. So that ought to help. But I'm going to rely on a contact adhesive, or at least the weather stripping adhesive, to hold it up. That's it. That's it. All right. So the adhesive ought to hold it the rest of the way. Tack the ends, put a piece in there. We're home free. All right, this is what I did. These little tabs are a little too far towards the corner. So this is just a slight bit too wide. So I took it to the grinder, and I grinded 2 little relief spots so that I can get this behind that and bend the tabs over. But I also used 2 layers of thickness, so you can see that. I glued them together. And this is because this is not exactly 1/8 of an inch. Not exactly. So now hopefully I can get this back here behind these tabs. That fits nicely. All I need to do now is just bend these tabs over. And just take these and just gently bend them over without hitting my windshield. Alright, I'm starting to put this tack strip in, and I want to show you. So I'm just slipping it behind the tabs, and there, here. Now I see why they say they want the thicker one in the corner, because they're bending it around to turn. So I'm just gonna run this. This is the one that that didn't come in the kit. So I'm just routing this back behind this. I'm doing it with one hand. And then I'm going to take my hammer and probably a screwdriver, and I'll tap those little tabs down once I get this where I want it to go. Once I get this its full length. I used a screwdriver and I tapped it on the heel. So I tapped it like that so it would pry it in instead of just folding it over. So it basically unfolded it a little bit, and it's tight. You know, so this tack strip is tight, it's in there, and that's going to do well. So when we want to go ahead and staple on that, we'll be able to. I got that little 4-inch piece in. I don't know if that's right or not, but I got to come down now forward to catch the windlace here. So I got to put another strip here, and that also didn't come in that kit. So I'm just hoping that that's the right one, as 1/8 of an inch. So I got a 1/4 here, 1/8 of an inch here, 1/8 of an inch here. It goes 1/4 here, 1/8 here, and then 1/4 at the bottom. So we're trucking. I mean, we're getting this windlace tack strip down. The windlace is going to go in a track that's not mounted here, and then it's going to go from there. It's going to be tacked, and it comes around. It's going to be tacked up here, and then the headliner actually goes underneath that that zebra, the tiger strip here. It's going to go underneath that. So now I need to continue with this tack strip coming down this side. All right, this one's easy, because as long as you got the tongs pulled up, you can slide this one down as long as it needs to go. And it needs to go right about there. It needs to come to right here. That's where it dips. So I need to push it the rest of the way. It's going to be here. That means this is going to end here, and that means I cut that short. No big deal. I'm going to go ahead and put another little piece right up in there. So I'll put another little piece of the 1/8 inch by 5/8 here. We'll pick this up here from this point down to here. Ta-da! Okay, it's in, and the tabs are bent over. So now we need to go with the 1/8 inch thin strip from here, and then the thick one on the bottom. All right, I got them in. So this is the 1/4 inch down the bottom. So that's all the way around. I know it's good, except I'm not quite sure about that, if that should be 1/4 inch. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at my garnish molding and see what goes over there, because I know I've got something that goes over it, and maybe it doesn't really matter. But this is all tucked in. The only thing I really need to do is put a little piece here, and then I can do this driver's side behind me. Just need to do this side, and that'll be it for the tack strip, I think, at least on the front. And then I need to do the back windows. All right, so if you look at how this is fitting, the 1/8 inch thick is pretty close to being flush here. They call it 3/8, but I don't think it's a full 3/8 of an inch thick. It's more like 3/16 or a 1/4. And that's thick down here, and that's fitting. But the Bob Drake one that I got, this is not exactly an 1/8 of an inch. And if you remember, that's what I used up here. Well, look how far recessed that is. Those tabs are bent too far over. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna order from Summit. I'm gonna order the right one. I'm gonna order the thicker one. And I'll just have to come back and take that out, put it up here. So I'm gonna move on from the door. I'll be able to pick that up in a couple of days. And then, so let's go ahead and get the quarter windows done. All right, the quarter windows have these tabs that I need to bend down, but you'll notice my run channel. I've got a video on putting in all the run channel in the doors, the fuzzies on the bottom. I've got a video that goes over all of that. But what I did was I tried to glue this up here, and it held in most places, but it had too much tension, and it didn't hold with the window down. So you see this came down. So what I need to do is, instead of re-gluing this, or I'm going to re-glue it, but in addition to re-gluing it, I'm going to put in just maybe 2 screws to hold this, so that it never, because I would just hate for this run channel to constantly be dropping. So I need to do that, bend these tabs out, and we can put that piece in. I put 2 screws in, and they're buried. They are buried. There's one there, and then there's one somewhere back here. But I got them in. All right, so the run channel is secure. See, it's not dropping down. So I bent the tabs out. Now I need to fish in that tack strip up there. All right, it's always something. That gap up there is not quite wide enough for this tack strip. So I had to come down here, and I put a little nail in it, and I'm having to rip it with a razor blade. So I got my utility knife and a straight edge, and I just put it on a flat board, tacked it down, put a straight edge, and just went down the line. And it was, since this is a decent thickness, it took a couple of passes, but I'm getting it. So this is, I'm probably gonna have to do this to both sides in order to fit it in, to get it in between the run channel and what I have room on those clips. All right, I turn the flash on so you can see it, but it is just barely going in there. And I had to bend these tabs all the way out to get it. I mean, completely out. I'm hoping I don't break them when I go back in, but it kind of like, it goes against the tab and it nestles in the nape of where the run channel goes in. So it would have been nice to have these in already, but we're getting close. So let me go ahead and finish fishing this in, and we'll try to bend those tabs. Okay, I got it in. All right, so the design logic here is, you can see the end of the window here. That's where that tack strip stops. So there's no more to go back this way. So there's I guess the sail panel here there's a piece on the headliner that goes there. So the headliner tacks right there at the end, and then there's a cover piece that goes here. So this tack strip goes all the way around here, runs along the run channel, and it stops right here. And I was a little short, so I had to fit in a little piece from here to here, and I had to trim the width the whole way across. But that's what it looks like when it's in place. I wish it was more photogenic. So now I've got to do this side, And I'm hoping, I'm hoping I've got all the little tabs over there. All right, I got the passenger side. Again, I had to trim the heck out of it. I had to make it really a lot narrower in order to fit, but that 32 inches is exactly from here to there, and that's exactly how much it's how much length it needs. But I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was hard fighting this in here, you know, and it's still tight. I'm hopefully, like, if that gets in my way when I'm doing the headliner, I might have to you know, tune and tweak it a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. There's garnish molding, you know, it goes around here. So all right, I just need to wait for that to come in, and then I can go ahead and finish this. All right, so my tack strip came in. This from Bob Drake. I got this, I think I got this from Speedway. You can get this from Speedway, you can get this from Summit. They come in different sizes, but they don't come in every single little size you might want. So I'm finding that this Bob Drake runs small. This I ordered, this was supposed to be 3/16 by 1/2 inch wide, and when I open it here, you're going to see that it's definitely not 3/16 of an inch thick. If anything, it's maybe an eighth. So I think what they're doing is these are metric measurements, and that right there is, man, that's not 3/16. But anyway, and the eighth is not an eighth. So I was using the not an eighth where I need to use the now not a 3/16. But I'm going to put this above the door. It's only a 1/2 inch wide. I wish it was a little bit wider. I wish it was the 5/8, but this will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get back in Christine, put it on the top of the door, and then we'll be able to finish this, wrap this up, and get it done. So here we go. So let me show you. That's how the 3/16 is fitting in there, and look how much slop I've still got in here. I've got plenty of room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that 3/16 in the back, and I'm going to slip in front the original 1/8 inch. And look, see, I got plenty of room, And what I want is I don't want to fold over when I go with my windlace. I don't want my windlace to have to be able to fold way back into a gap back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in as double. I'm going to do this on both sides. That looks good. That looks really good. I like that better. So all I'm going to do now is just tap these in, lock them down, go all the way down. As I'm putting this in, I want you to see that this is a cleaner install with the two pieces. So I'm going around here, and that's double thick. And check this out. So now, instead of having that silly detached 1/4 inch piece, this double wide piece comes all the way through. So I can just bend it, because it's in two pieces, I can bend it around that corner smoothly. So that's what I'm doing. I'm running both thicknesses all the way down. Instead of doing it like they did on this side with that split in half and you got a gap, you know, I don't know, that works, but this is much tighter. So I'm pleased with this, and this is the one I'm going to see all the time because this is on the passenger side. But hopefully all of this tack strip is just the business end of things, and when the windlace comes through and then the garnish molding goes on and the headliners here, you won't see any of this, any of these attachments. But we want to give it the best chance we can to look good. All right, that came out nice. I like that so much better. And what happened is here, my double thickness stops right there. So you can kind of see the post thickens up here. So you only need that thicker part here, and then the last little section here is the backing side. So the lower side I extended all the way through, and the upper side I stopped right at that tab. And man, that looks really good. So let me take a step back and we'll look at the whole thing. Okay, so we got tack strip installed now for two purposes. One purpose is to tack the headliner. The second purpose is to tack the windlace. So the windlace is going to go from the bottom corner of the door all the way up and around and down to that post, to where the door post stops. And then from there, it's going to pick up in a channel. I'm going to cover this in a separate video when I do the windlace. So the channel goes down that side of the door, and what that does is that makes the windlace goes all the way around the perimeter of the door, from where the sill starts all the way up through that channel. Then it hits the tack strip, goes up and around all the way down the door. And you saw they had three pieces on the back door, one thick piece, a thinner piece in the middle, and then a thick piece towards the top. And then over the door, I ended up doubling it up because it's very deep over there. So I ended up doubling it up with an 1/8 and a 3/16. So that was a pretty thick piece at the end of the day, but that's going to work really well. Then in the back window, you've got another tack strip that goes just along the top, from the rear corner to the end of the quarter window, and that's it. So that's where the headliner, I believe, the headliner is gonna staple into that. So what else? Oh, and then you've got one that goes along the front of the windshield, and it goes all the way around to the corner. So it goes from corner to corner. Windshield, around the door, not the front of the door, over the back window. And that's it. So, I know it's a dry subject, this tack strip, but I didn't want to bore my Windlace or my headliner video with that. But if you're going to put either one of those in, this is a necessary step, and I haven't seen any of the videos that cover this, so maybe this will help somebody. Do hope you got something out of it. Hope you appreciate the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you're enjoying my channel, I'd love a subscription. So until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.